In Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, which we also have in a workbook form, Napoleon Hill talks about the 13 steps to developing a money mastery mindset. So we're going to go through the 13 steps right now, step by step, just very briefly, but thoroughly, so that you get an idea of what he's talking about. Step 1 is desire. Napoleon Hill talks about creating an obsessive desire for the thing that you want. In this case, using this book, Think and Grow Rich, it's for money. So he talks about creating an exact amount of money that you want at an exact date that you want it by, what you're willing to give or do for that money, and a definite plan for the money. Then he asks you to write down those specifics on a sheet of paper, and you read those specifics every morning when you first wake up and every night before you go to bed, so that you really become soaked with that thing that you desire greatly. The second step is faith, and faith, according to Napoleon Hill, is really just a state of mind, and a state of mind that we actually have control over using the third step. The third step of Think and Grow Rich is auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion. What that means is the use of statements and beliefs that we repeat over and over and over again with feeling, so that they begin to seep into our subconscious mind. From our subconscious mind, they will then go out into the ethers, Napoleon Hill says, and come back to us as the desire that we want. But we need to affect our subconscious mind through the use of auto-suggestion. Step 4 is specialized knowledge. Now, Napoleon Hill writes in Think and Grow Rich, the person who stops studying merely because he has finished school is forever hopelessly doomed to mediocrity, no matter what may be his calling. The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. So in this chapter, Specialized Knowledge, Napoleon Hill talks about learning to learn, finding those areas in which we need to gain more knowledge so that we might achieve the goal that we desire. The fifth step of Think and Grow Rich is imagination. Napoleon Hill says there are two kinds of imagination. There's synthetic imagination, which is really taking the ideas and concepts that we already have in our own mind and arranging them in a way that will help us, and creative imagination. And that is an imagination where we are open to new ideas, different ideas that come to us. And in this chapter, he actually has some suggestions on how to be open to creative imagination. Step 6 is organized planning. And this is really the part where you create a plan and then find the way to carry it out. He writes in Think and Grow Rich in this chapter on organized planning that right here is the point where the majority of people meet with failure, because their lack of persistence in creating new plans to take the place of those that fail don't ever actually come to fruition. This is the point where most people fail in their life, taking a plan and carrying it out. Step 7 is decision. I love this chapter. This is a chapter all about creating the habit of decision in your life. He writes in this chapter, people who fail to accumulate money without exception have the habit of reaching decisions, if at all, very slowly, and of changing these decisions quickly and often. So in this chapter, you begin to develop the muscle of creating decisions confidently and quickly. Step 8 is persistence, the ability to keep on keeping on even when the going gets tough, or when you get bored, or if obstacles come. This is the chapter where he inspires you to keep going. He writes in this chapter that weak desires create weak results. And he actually has a test in this chapter, a test to determine how persistent you are in achieving the goal that you desire. Step 9 is the power of the mastermind. This was an idea that Napoleon Hill received from Andrew Carnegie. The mastermind is a group of people that you assemble together for a definite purpose. You help them, they help you, and you really use the principles that are in Think and Grow Rich to create a group of people who become what he calls batteries, more power to help you in achieving the goal that you have. Step 10 is called The Mystery of Sex Transmutation, which sounds very lurid, but it's actually a great chapter about using love, sex, and romance, the most powerful of the mind stimuli, in helping you achieve the success you want. It is a chapter that is vital in the success of Think and Grow Rich. Steps 11 and 12 are on the subconscious mind and the brain. And what Napoleon Hill talks about in these chapters is flooding your life with positive emotions and trying to take away from your life, take out of your life, negative emotions. So the 7 most positive emotions that Napoleon Hill writes about in Think and Grow Rich are desire, faith, love, sex, enthusiasm, romance, and hope. And the 7 most destructive and negative emotions that you can have, that you can begin to weed out of your life, those 7 are fear, jealousy, hatred, revenge, greed, superstition, and anger. And the last of the steps, the 13th step in Think and Grow Rich, is called the 6th sense. This is the point where we begin to reach within ourselves to access the wisdom that we already have inside of ourselves. And we access it in our outer life through things like gut feelings, hunches, coincidences, or instinct. And once we become attuned to those inner hunches, the inner intuition that we always have available, we'll be able to use it in our pursuit toward the goals that we have. So that's a brief walk through the 13 steps that Napoleon Hill wrote about in Think and Grow Rich. Of course, you can always get more information about the steps by actually reading the book itself or going through it in the Think and Grow Rich workbook, which is just releasing now. It's an exciting journey. Once you begin using the 13 steps in your own life, it's just really an amazing adventure so that you can begin to expand and enlarge your own life.